You have everybody in a rush to go get wedding gowns, to go pick out rings, to go get their tuxedos, to plan the dream honeymoon. But those simple words of saying I do can be the most consequential words you ever say in your life if you don't understand what you're signing up for. Let's talk about it. All praise to the Most High Yah Shalom. Thank you for tuning in to another Righteous Spiritful episode. Today I'm back at it in them trenches, handling that kingdom business. Man, when we look at the word marriage is derived from legalese. It's a legal term, okay? When you look at in the Bible, you're seeing covenant, okay? And oftentimes we mix the two together, not realizing that when you go get that state issued marriage license, the family court becomes the head over your relationship. Realize that you are not signing up for a covenant with the Most High Yah. This is the reason why in today's society, two men can go get the same marriage license that you got. Two women can go get the same marriage license that you got. That lets you know that the Most High Yah is not a part of it. A lot of people don't know that the history of marriage licenses in this country are due to miscegenation laws to stop, intermingling of races. Man, if you look at the current rate of divorce, being almost 50%, I'm going to say 47 to 49%. If you look at out of men and women, who is filing the most divorced? 70 to 90% of divorces are filed by women. That 90%, 89% is when they're college educated. We have to understand that carnally, what we have grown up seeing in marriage oftentimes is the furthest thing away from biblical marriage. We've got men that are saying, I do, I dabba dabba do, and they don't realize, okay, with me signing up to be the head of household, with me signing up to be a husband, man, I have to provide the necessities. You got men out there that they go through the motions and they don't understand, man, your job is to be a provider. That means you should be willing as a man to go out there and work, and everything that you work for be poured over to the betterment of the household to make sure everybody has the basics. You got men out here that have signed up for marriage and don't want to work, but yet you expect to eat. Man, I do can be some of the most consequential and damaging words you ever say if you don't understand what the mission is, if you don't understand the requirements. See, we're so used to seeing carnally the optics, the wedding dress, the ceremony, till death do us part, for better or for worse, for rich or for poor. And then you realize people are saying a lot of stuff that they don't even want to live up to. If people have said till death do us part, why we got all this divorce? You never meant it. You didn't keep your vows. For better or for worse. We see that men and women are signing up for better. But when worse comes, everybody jumps ship. For richer or for poor. Everybody's happy in the pictures and smiling for richer. But when it comes to, okay, we don't have nothing but these couple packs of ramen to eat. Ain't nobody signing up for that. They jumping ship. We got a lot of women don't understand what they're signing up for. The word in Genesis says, and your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you. You said I dabba dabba do, but you don't want nobody to rule over you. But yet you got the expectation of wanting to be covered and protected. What protection do you have in the Most High Yah if you're going out there being lawless, not obeying him? Even a hired bodyguard, you have to be submitted to it for your safety, for your betterment. Hey, duck. But now we've got so many women signing up for marriage so contentious, they want to ask questions. Well, why I got to duck? Because somebody's shooting. And you won't survive it. Man, the word says, obey them that have rule over you. The word showcases how as a doggone a wife, you supposed to conduct yourself in holiness. How as a woman can you think you submitted to the Most High Yah and that you love the Messiah, but yet you don't have to submit to your husband? This is why marriages are failing. People will go down there, sign some paperwork, get into a legality, a legal contract. And you think when things hit the fan, you can use the Bible to get you out of that legal contract. The Most High Yah told you while in exile to not enter into a contract or an agreement with the inhabitants of the land. Why? Because they would have rule over you. People don't understand what they're signing up for. Man, the word says the husband is to deal with the wife in an understanding way as the weaker vessel. We see that in the garden. The woman is going to be the first one to get attacked. So why as a man are you not acting as if you know this? People don't understand the fine print. They don't understand the blueprint. You got people out there trying to recreate all of these different types of marriages, but the Most High Yah is the one that wrote the playbook. He told you what righteous marriage looked like, so you don't find yourself as an Ahab, the husband of Jezebel, acquiescing and capitulating to a woman who called herself a prophetess, but was not. Women don't understand the fine print. Therefore, you trying to rule over the man where the Most High Yah told you to submit yourself. You got people trying to be independent, but in marriage. I'm an independent woman. I'm a boss. Who you managing? Who you supervising? Your husband can't be it if you count yourself as righteous. The word says woman is not independent from man. Man is not independent from woman. The Most High Yah wanted you to be interdependent on one another. Your role as a man righteously, your role as a woman righteously, and together you guys can be equally yoked. But you sit up here, I got to maintain my independence. And you wonder why marriage ain't working out for you. Man, I do. Saying I do can be, some of the most consequential, damaging words you can say if you're signing up for an agreement, a legal contract. You got people signing up for the legal contract, going down to the state, don't even know what they're signing up for. But because you feel something, well, I feel like I love them. Love in the Bible, man, is defined by actions. If you love Yah, you will obey his commandments. There's something for you to do every time when it comes to love. For this is the love of Yah, that we obey his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome. You swear up and down you love your partner, your husband or your wife, but yet the actions don't showcase it. Man, we've got men out here that are expecting to have a righteous wife, a virtuous wife, a wife that's submitted to the will of Yah, but you as a man don't have to? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? You like, no, man, all that worship and praise stuff, that's her. I don't really do that. I do football, barbecuing. You think your marriage gonna prosper like that? You're wearing that woman out. You've got women out here that want a strong man, a man that's a strong leader, a strong covering, a good protector, good provider. But yet you're not offering up righteously what you should be. Cooperation, submission, reverence. The word says, I will have that the younger woman guide the word says that I will have that the younger women marry first order of business. Bear children, second order of business. Guide the house, third order of business. To give the adversary no reason to speak reproachfully. You got women out there tricking men into marriage, and then all of a sudden I don't want to have no children. My career comes first. What? How you think your marriage gonna prosper like that? Most of y'all said be fruitful and multiply. Only thing you trying to multiply is what's in your bank account and not trying to make sure that future righteous generations are spread. I'm telling you, man, you can look at a lot of these movies and all of this stuff that showcase, and you won't never see biblical marriage. You won't never see it. I want you to think about how many people have said, I do. Till death do us part. They said all these things. You know, when you look at some of these vows that people make, man, these vows that you're actually saying are not biblical. Those vows are actually stemming from the religion of Christianity and Christian rhetoric. This stuff is not that old. It'd be better off if you did not enter into a vow knowing that you wasn't going to keep it. You got people that sign up for marriage and don't have what it takes to go the distance. You signing up for marriage, going into it, that you're not going to forgive. You going into marriage with more what you're not going to do than what you should be doing. I want you to think about that. Man is not independent from woman. Woman is not independent from man. Now you got people talking about 50-50. Let's go 50-50. The Most High Yah outlined the responsibilities of a husband. He outlined the responsibilities of a wife. The Most High Yah ain't never told you that you could do 50% of what he asked you to do and be counted as righteous. You need to be waking up on a daily basis trying to, in servitude, do 100% of what he has asked you to do as a man or a woman, as a husband or a wife, so both things can work together and be intertwined. But when somebody has signed up, you know, they've taken part in the ceremony, they've taken part in the dresses, the honeymoon, you find out behind the scenes, people don't want to do what the biblical roles of marriage is actually, you know, showcased and outlined in the Bible. You got women withholding sex. When you don't get what you want out of marriage, you withhold sex. The word tells you only to do that for a short period of time, but you use it as a manipulative control measure. And then when they go get some food somewhere else, you want to be surprised. Come on. People don't even know what they signing up for. This is the reason why if you are married and you can relate to some of this stuff that I'm saying and you have children, man, are you showing them worldly marriage or are you showing them biblical marriage? Because if you're showing them worldly marriage, what you think they're going to go up there and grow up and replicate? They're not gonna grow and choose wives and husband using discernment, according to the word. They're going to be choosing wives and husbands according to the flesh. And that's what many of us have done. Oh, he fine. Yeah, she fine. She good looking. He got some money. She got a nice buttock, some nice breasts. Ooh, she fine. I dabba do. You going to say all that. Don't mean none of it. A bond made in flesh is a bond not worth having. Ain't no righteousness going to come from it because you led of your flesh instead of the spirit. You got people signing up for marriage that don't believe in the Most High Yah. You talking about the creator of the covenant between man and woman, and you signing up for it? Hitching yourself to somebody else, whether it be legally, whether it be under the Most High Yah, man, that can be one of the most dangerous things you can do as a man or a woman if you do not know what you're signing up for. You shouldn't have women not wanting to cook for their husband, not wanting to guide the house, not wanting to take care of the house. The man works so you can go buy the food, but you don't want to cook it? We're in a daytime and hour where these women want to eat Uber Eats and they want to go out to eat all the time. Nobody want to cook. Who raised you? You can't make this stuff up. Everything that I'm saying, man, there's thousands of videos showcasing different instances of everything that I've said. And people are looking at this level of dysfunction saying, you know what, that's why I don't want to get married. Because ain't nobody really out here, only a remnant is showcasing what it looks like to be married in a biblical sense. Doing what you're supposed to do. See, man, I'm not getting held accountable as a man, as a husband, for what my wife was supposed to do. That's her judgment, whether she did it or she did it. She chose not to do it. I'm getting held accountable. Did I do what was outlined for me to do as a husband? Well, I didn't do it because she didn't do it. She wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, so I didn't do what I was supposed to do. How does that sound? Well, I didn't do what I was supposed to do as a wife because my husband didn't do. Wait a minute, don't the sanctified wife sanctify the unbelieving husband? Don't the sanctified husband sanctify the unbelieving wife? Man, I challenge you to examine what it is that you're doing and calling it a covenant under the Most High Yah. There's a high probability of what you're doing. It ain't got nothing to do with the Most High Yah. It's got everything to do with your flesh. Got everything to do with lawlessness. Got everything about being, reprobate, dysfunctional. And the Most High Yah ain't in the midst of it. No matter how much you honor him with your lips, your heart is so far from him. We have to make sure, man, we are a light to the world. If you count yourself as righteous, if you count yourself as having a relationship with the Most High Yah, man, we have to make sure, like Matthew chapter 5, verse 14 through 6 is talking about, man, we are the light of the world. People see an example of virtue based upon how we're conducting ourselves. Every time you step outside the roles and responsibilities outlined for a husband and wife in marriage and people can see your dysfunction, man, that causes people not even want to get close to marriage, not even want to take a partner, to be selected as a wife, to choose your doggone wife. They say, I'm good on that, because they don't even realize in their carnal state, what they're seeing is not biblical marriage. Closer to Yah Ministries, kicking it gun barrel straight. Wow.